My name is Andrei Gingrich. I come from Vienna and I'm a researcher in the history and the cultures of the Arab Peninsula at the Austrian Academy of Sciences. In Vienna, we have a long tradition of studying the cultures of the Arab Peninsula since the mid-19th century, when the first researchers went to the Yemen and to what today is Saudi Arabia and the Gulf. They learned Arabic, they stayed for long periods, and from this tradition emerged what today we know as ethnographic fieldwork. So I did my time of ethnographic fieldwork basically in the southwest of Saudi Arabia, in what today is known as Asir and southern Hijaz, and in the northern parts of the Yemen, doing work among the folk traditions of the residents in the areas, mostly tribal people. And from these cultural traditions, we then developed conclusions for the deep history of Arabia, such as folk traditions that can relate to the ancient traditions of pre-Islamic Arabia or to early Islamic traditions, traditions that relate not only to religion, but also to material culture, to everyday practices, folk customs, crafts, agricultural practices, and the like. We are very happy that the hosts here in Qatar and the journal Athirat have invited so many scholars from all across the Arab countries, as much as from Europe, including myself. We deeply appreciate Qatar's hospitality and the center that is hosting us here in Doha. It's my third time, in fact, and I always love to come back for scholarly purposes because Doha provides a unique arena for academic debates on the history of Arabia. My own contribution will focus on the meaning of snakes in ancient Arab traditions, because contrary to some instances in the Christian and the Jewish Bible, it has always been puzzling that in southern Arabia you have a very high status of the snake. And in fact, the Quran takes a fairly pragmatic attitude towards snakes. So this has triggered some interest. And based on my own ethnographic studies in the Arab Peninsula, I try to shed some light into this puzzle.